can't expect for God to release his anointing in you if you're not being your authentic self. Learning not to please others. And that's what we all get caught up in that from time to time. I have myself still doing. The Lord has to work in us in those things, even down to family members. People who are close to us, we live a life of what can we do that's going to make somebody else happy, and then we drain ourselves and overwhelm ourselves trying to please others. But once we go ahead, and I'm saying that now to encourage you all to adopt that mindset now that we live to please God, and then we serve others. We all, as women, have found ourselves caught up in that time of living to please others and not knowing how to say no, not knowing how to pull away, and thinking we had to be this particular way. I'm just saying that, hey, it's all about living to please God, and if he's going to work in you, his grace will be sufficient enough for you. He's going to send you that anointing, your favor, your gifts, all those things will then work better into the land than you yourself. Faith means taking those actions to make the faith complete. So you can sit there all day and hope and want to do this and want to do that, but if you're not stepping out there, you've got to take the action. That is what seals the faith in God. Start. Just start it, and it's okay where you're at. You know, God is going to work through with the things that you already have, and he's going to give you those promptings, give you those nudges, give you the things to keep on going, and don't despise those small beginnings. For the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. So just wherever you're at, go ahead and start. If God give you those promptings, like you said, we all have gifts and talents and those acquired skills. And when you're using those gifts, like you said, you were already just innate to want to clean. That's amazing. Everybody, that means that's what you're going to do. And for her to go into that and go into the field doing what it is that God gifted her to do, that's your ministry, just like you said, because when you're using your gifts to serve others for God's glory, you're ministering. So you just make sure wherever you're at in your workplace, so if you don't desire to be an entrepreneur is not something that God gives for everybody to do. If you're working in the public sector for somebody else, still do God's work there. Bring your gifts wherever you are. In entrepreneurship, it definitely isn't easy. You're going to have times where you got to go back to the drawing board about some things. Just continue to seek God, and even in all of those starting overs or having to part ways with somebody, or like somebody asks you, how do you have that confidence and parting or separating from somebody with your work? Seek God in that, because you got to seek peace in that too. You're an entrepreneur, you want to have peace at your company, as having faith and stepping out in whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's not to have your own business with. If you're working for somebody else, you do it unto the Lord. Whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever you do it all for the glory of God. That the biggest investment that you can make is the investment in yourself. And investment in yourself also looks like peace, right? Seeking that peace and pursuing it, like the Bible said. And it's not going to always be easy. It doesn't mean that when you do follow the guidelines of the word, when you meditate on that word day and night, not deviating to the right or to the left when you're following your journey, whatever your career path is, whatever your career choice is. It just means that you are seeking God in everything that you're doing. It does mean when you're seeking peace and pursuing it, it means saying no when you need to. But it's a learning curve for a lot of us. Kingdom helpers, that God will send you on your path, but you seek God for that as well. Because sometimes you may find yourself on your journey doing things alone. You may have to find yourself that you have to disconnect from others. And in that, you just continue to seek God in everything that you're doing, and God will bring along those people at the right time. And when you do, you serving, you're doing the service of the Lord. So you, like she said, you also go about this and knowing that you're not here to impress others. You're here to please God and serve others. So that's what's most important, just in this journey and everything that you're doing. So like we all know, keep on living. You'll understand exactly what she's saying. If you haven't experienced a lot of those things and those words that she's saying, keep on living. And you'll find your way, and God knows those who are his.